Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel sifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lesiZulu bese siza la soxoxa ngazo le ndaba esuke sifundile. Sixoxela laba phela abasuke bengenaso isikhathi sokuthi bayifunde incwadi nalabo nje abayinqenelayo ke nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngawo lawo ama-reality shows. Senza ama-recaps kanye nama-reviews. Bese sizala sokhuluma ngawo siphinde futhi sikhulume any other issues avukayo mangabe siwabuka lama shows ku TV. Uma ngabe oqala usijoyina namhlanje ungakhohlwa ukupressa ibutton elibhala usubscribe la ngezantsi uma ngabe libovu kusho kona phela ukuthi awaka subscribe kanti uma li grey kusho ukuthi ususubscribeile and usubscribe once in your lifetime. Ungakhohlwa ukuthi upress phela i-notification bell ukuze uthole umyalezo mangabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Namhlanje senza i-recap ye-Real Housewives of Durban season 2 episode 1. And it's a long episode. Listen, for those angazi noma abantu will be interested in season 2 if they didn't watch season 1. I think a lot of the people that are interested in knowing what's going on with season 2 probably would have watched season 1. And so mhlambe if singenza nje a recapanyana because mayiqala vele episode they do give us a little bit of background information as to what happened. Guys, when I do my recaps I like to make notes, so if I look down just know that I'm looking at my notes, so I make sure that I don't miss anything when it comes to this episode. This is a long episode, it's a 45 minutes episode, so just bear with me. So they went back ke basikhombisa basi-remind about Nonku's disastrous event. It really was a disaster. Now she did say shame ukuthi it didn't go well. And I think up to this point she feels like she does need to redeem herself because le event azange zihambe kahle. Bamenzela phansi abantu babemsiza to organize that event. So basibuyisele lapho nje basikhombisa how the event went. And they also went back to the event. Remember uLokuzana uNonkanyiso Chonco, when she had an event and didn't invite didn't invite uLokuzana, uKG, no Sorisha. Her reasoning had been she just felt like the type of event they were having, she was going to be more comfortable uma bekhuluma isiZulu kwi-event, and she felt like it was going to be complicated. The three girls who did not speak isiZulu. Listen, as umZulu, sometimes you just want to speak isiZulu, you know what I mean? But I guess if you are building a friendship with someone, it makes sense that doesn't sit well with the person you're trying to build a friendship with. If you are saying, I'm not going to invite you to this event because I want to invite people who are speaking my language. Her explanation is, I just wanted to be comfortable and I didn't have to worry about interpreting at the event. Bayabuya futhi basikhombisa that treatment that uNonku gave to Lokuzana Mabuso when they went to a Cape Town trip, and where uNonku said she didn't have iskiye sika Mabuso, as if Mabuso was not invited to a trip, which was really horrible. And they do take us back to the whole Nonku Ayanda situation, them going to the grave sites, and a little bit of what happened at the reunion. Guys, I want to start with the taglines for the girls, because I mean, when it comes to Real Housewives, the Real Housewives taglines tell us, because what are we going to be dealing with when it comes to Ilokuzana, these women. So it tagline kanonku, it's, I'm a free spirit, I live by my own rules, honey, and I'm not constrained by society. I don't know if that goes with the personality kanonku, but now she's a free spirit. I don't know if taglines they come up with them prior to the shooting the show, or they shoot the show and they see what happens. and then they develop the taglines. I'm a free spirit. I live by my own rules. Maybe we're gonna see some crazy stuff from Nonku this season. And then Annie says, I built my own stage, and you best believe I put myself on it. It really is appropriate for Annie, this tagline, because Annie is a dancer, you know. So when she says she built her own stage, and actually she did say that her husband met her when she was dancing at a club. So she is that person that it will be the center of, of everybody's focus. Mengabe benza some events, she really likes dancing. We've seen her twerk khona la Real Housewives. And then Usorisha says, word on the streets is, I'm filthy fun and fabulously nice. Listen, this tagline is appropriate for Usorisha, but Usorisha was the nicest last season. I really think Usorisha was the most genuine of all of the girls from last season. So I think this tagline is appropriate for her. But I felt like it's not original. We have had a housewife that said word on the street. In fact, the tagline was, word on the street is, I'm the word on the street. I can't remember which housewife there was. So it really wasn't the original tagline. They stole it from another franchise. But that's a tagline for Sorisha. But she is the nicest of all of them. And then Londie says, it's been a heavy road up. It's been a heavy road up, but wait till I get to my throne. I feel like this gives us an indication that we're going to learn some stuff about Londie's past. Maybe women are going to bring up certain things that have to do with Londie's past. Like she's saying that it's been a heavy road, but wait till I get to my throne. I think if they develop these taglines based on what has taken place in the show, after they shoot the show, then we're probably gonna there's things that are going to come up on the show maybe about Londie's past. And then there is Lokuzana Nokanyiso Choncho. It says, life has thrown me into the fire, but I have chosen to be the fire. I love this this tagline. Life has thrown me into the fire. Really, I think that refers more than anything it refers to her relationship with the ex-president. I really feel like some of us don't realize how big that is, that she got into a relationship with a former president, and how that can affect you as a person. But she hasn't let that limit her. She looks like she's still a go-getter, and she's dealing with whatever she's dealing with, but she's putting one foot in front of the other. So I like that tagline. And then Jojo's tagline is, what you see isn't always what you get. I'm not your average Joe. I guess this refers to it because she has tattoos all over her body, and we know what the stereotype can be with people abanama tattoos. But I guess she's referring to that when she says what you see isn't always what you get. So you might think she's a certain type of girl when you meet her because of the tattoo, but she's actually another type of a girl. And Makumalo says, they say my marriage defines me. That's not true. I play lead in my life story. I don't like this tagline. Here's the reason I don't like this tagline. The reason that Uma Kumalo said she's coming on Real Housewives of Durban was that she wanted to show us that she has a life outside of her marriage. But then the first thing that we hear from her on this show, because the taglines are the first thing that you hear from these women even before the episode begins, the first thing that we hear from her mouth is about her marriage. I just feel like this tagline does a disservice to what she has indicated as the reason for her to come to the show. I would have, if I was her, I would have asked, if they don't do their own taglines, I would have asked them to change the tagline. If I was Uma Kumalo, just say, can you just do something that has nothing to do with my marriage? Yeah, but when we're starting silapayana kunonku shuthi unonku is meeting with uLokuzana uLondie. uLondie. So bayaxoxa ke lapha benoLondie and babuzana ngempilo ukuthi how has been life. Angikho sure, but bona they've known each other for a while, But sometimes we don't know about these shows. Abantu bayasho ukuthi bebazana before kanti they've just met on the show. But bakhuluma ngendaba yokuthi uNonku says ukuthi she's really into this thing yokuthi what happens in the past stays in the past, so she wants to do this event with a woman to sort of indicate ukuthi she's moving on from the past and do this nice event. It's like a get together for the ladies. I really think ukuthi uLokhuzana uNonku is stuck at the fact that event yakhe from the first season didn't go well, and she really wants to redeem herself. And as much as I don't really like uNonku that much, but at some point I really just wanted her to do well with this event so that we can get over uNonku and events and move on to other things. So she really wants to do well in this event. I don't think uNonku naturally she is a good host. She's warm enough to be a good host. There's always something that is just gonna go kanjena. So I don't think she should. There's just things sometimes in life that other people do better than we do, and we should be able to accept that. I'm not an events planner. I'm not good at planning events. So maybe let me not do that, because there's a lot of girls on the show. This event could have been done because obviously they wanted an event to premiere a show with. I could have said, no, guys, get someone else to plan something for the premiere episode. So, but I think she really desperately wanted to redeem herself. Befuna ukuthi enze event ezoba successful so that people can forget about that horrible event that took place. And she says ukuthi she wants everything to be perfect and she doesn't want any repeats of the past. I totally understand that. And really at that point I really felt like, you know what, I want to Lokhuzana, just in relation to this event, I wanted uNonku to win. I wanted this event to go well so that she can feel better about herself, because it feels like she can't get over the fact that first event didn't go as planned. So Usorisha, the next scene is Usorisha. I think Usorisha is in the car and she is making a phone call. And here's the thing about these women is that these are not friends. And it's clear kule show. Kwamanye shows they can sort of pretend that they do spend time off season. These are not friends. And I think Usorisha is going to struggle on this show because she really is a genuine person and she feels like she thinks they are building genuine friendships. And she does make a comment right now that she feels estranged from everybody because she feels like they haven't spent time together. The fact that Usorisha expected to spend his cat in ndawonye off season makes me feel like she really thought they were building a real friendship. But I think she's about to get a rude awakening because no genuine friendships are built on reality shows. It's always for the show, and off season people want to go and do their own stuff. They don't want to spend time with the very people that they have just shot a season with. So I think that's going to be Sorisha's struggle right now. Remember, even last season she said she was upset because uLachongo will call Ayanda umge and will not call ye bona benabo khumucho omge. And I felt like Ayanda and Lachongo, it felt like they knew each other before the show, even though they were not besties, but they knew each other before the show, and they had built something before that. So it made Lachongo comfortable to say Mge to Ulokhuzana Ayanda. Listen, Sorisha, if you ever watch this video, you can have a lot of mganis, you can have a lot of friends, but only a few can be Mge. So you can't meet everybody. Not everybody you meet is gonna be your Mge. So that's what so here she's talking to Lachongo, and she said they want to they first discussed in Durban. You remember when she didn't invite them to the event? She wants clarity as to what happened. The explanation kaLachongo is, you know what, umuntu exaggerated uLokhuzana uNonku, because uNonku, when she gave the information to Abo Sori, she said uLachongo didn't invite because you guys are not Africans, and they were upset about that because are they not African when they are born in Africa? Listen, guys, that's a discussion that could take the whole night if I get into it. But there was the thing that uNonku said, both aniko African, that's why I'm invite, and it was just that confusion of that term African. And Lachongo says, no, that wasn't the issue was the language. The issue, there was the type of event where she wanted to speak to young girls in language. Yes, Zulu, and she felt like she didn't want to go through accommodating them with interpretation. Usorisha feels if we are friends, then you should make an effort to interpret. It shouldn't be an issue, and that is the thing that I feel like Usorisha is, because she feels like they're building a genuine friendship. Then she feels like they would accommodate her that way, but I don't feel like the other women feel like that. So Usorisha ke no lona they make Nolachonko, they make an arrangement to meet later on. Nolachonko says she has something that she wants to talk to Ulokuzan Sorisha about. Sorisha is wondering what that is, but she's like, no, I'm game. We can meet, and yeah. But Sorisha did express because she doesn't feel like that. Confusion yokuthi babengamenywanga ngani kwi-event is i-fault ka-Nonku, because she says both of them were at fault. uNonku was at fault by ngathini akadlulisanga information accurate to them, but also uNonku uLwachongo was wrong by not inviting them. They are her friends. She should have just invited them bebezobona ukuthi benze njani when it comes to ilokhuzana language. Now the next scene, uNonku is meeting with Annie. We know it's about to get spicy when Annie is around. And uNonku, that mix, they should be friends actually and be shady together. But they don't seem to get along. And Nonku was looking hot in that green dress. If you watched, she was looking very hot in that green. Listen, guys, I'm not going to get into how these houses, how amazing these houses are, how the interior decors in these houses are. I'm not gonna get into the outfits because then it's gonna take me the whole night to explain, because listen, everything when it comes to this show, that's why I say Lokuzana Mzansi Magic knows, this is not a Mzansi Magic. It's on Showmax, so it's Showgabandlin. Or maybe that's why but the lighting, this show, I'm outfits that they're wearing in my interviews, I'm not gonna get it. Everything is like on point, and the makeup, everything, the hair, the makeup, everything is on point. So she was looking really hot. The meeting with Lokuzano Annie, and they talk about what happened last season. They get to talking about what happened to Ayanda at a reunion. Nonku feels like it's none of Annie's business what happened at the reunion. And Annie feels like, but we were all there, so we need to discuss it. For those who didn't watch last season, at the reunion, Nonku came with her mother, and they were demanding Ayanda must pay unhlawulo for ingane kaNonku, which is also Sfiso Ncwane's child. It was just an inappropriate thing to do at a reunion, especially being Amazulu, ukuthi ungazocela ihlawulo at a reunion. It was inappropriate. Ayanda was very hurt by it, and that's what Annie is talking about, because she felt like it was just shady for them to do it like that. In the interview, Annie just says, listen, I do not like uNonku. She just says that akamthandi uNonku. And they start talking about uLachongo, and Annie says, when Lachongo, you are closer than me and Lachongo. Usho kuNonku. uNonku says, no, we are not close with uNonku. Does that. She says, no, I'm not close with Ulokuzana, with Ulachong. She says, let me tell you something. I wouldn't leave a drink lying around in eduze. I wouldn't leave my drink if kanjena phambi kukaLachongo. That's how much I don't trust it. So Annie is surprised by that. I was surprised too. Here's the thing, even in the first season, we thought uMabusi was coming to season 1 with being uNonku's friend, and then uNonku wampika ngisho reunion. I mean, Ulona had even, it's like she was required to come with receipts. How does she know uNonku MP? We're not friends, I've never met you before. So she does does have a tendency to do that to people that other people think ukuthi they are her friends. So Annie is also surprised. And I'm a producers being as messy as they are, or the directors or whoever, they show us that scene at the reunion when Ulakong was trying to explain why she didn't have a ring, because she had been engaged and something must have happened to a relationship between them shooting the show and them going to the reunion, because she wasn't wearing the ring anymore. And she said it go cleaner, but then for the insurance it just didn't make any sense. So they were talking about that too. And typical of Nonku, she always goes a step a step, you know, eqanyana la kufanele agcine. She could have just left it there, but she went on to say ukuthi nje yena she doesn't trust uLola Chonco, she doesn't feel safe around her, and she feels like uyamthusa. She says she scares me, and I'm like ayisazoshisa, because uEni le ndaba yabo, le ndaba usazoyithutha le ndaba le uzoyithola indlela ukuthi ayitshele lo Chonco. But yeah, that's how Housewives, that's how they get a show from my Housewives. If they just have conversations and that conversation in a movie from one person to another, then they're not gonna get the drama that at the end of the day we live for on Housewives. So that conversation, I know what it's gonna get. And Annie has a talent of telling the story as it happened. Ngekafake sawuthi, ngekasuse lutho. Uzoyihambisa zifike kula Chonco. So, and then the next thing is Ula Chonco with it. She said it's Sis Jane. Abantu baphila kamnandi, like Sis Jane is delivering my new wardrobe. Bafethu asikaphili in life. Thina sisahamba seyitolo yofuna ingubo bona umuntu at home. She said because she's been on a journey to lose weight, and she just felt like she wanted to get back to weight abe yona before abe nomntanakhe. So Sis Jane has brought some clothes. Uthi now ingubo abegqokile that what was it, brown dress, is like 36, size 36. So they're working on that. Then she gets a call while she's busy with Sis Jane, who I guess it's her designer. She gets a call from Annie. She's surprised to get a call from Annie. She's just talking with Annie ufuna nje bahlale and sort of get a feel where they are, because they are about to hang out with each other. Listen, I like the Real Housewives of Durban are not hiding the fact that they were not hanging out between seasons. They're saying since begcinane at the reunion, they're very clear about that. So now they're trying to feel each other out. Okay, sigcine issue, that issue sakhona or siqhubeka la sagcina khona kulwa noma we are starting afresh. So I like that they're not trying to convince us ukuthi they are friends, because it's clear that they're not friends. And then the next thing, they get going to Usorisha no Annie, they're getting their nails done, and Usorisha does say ukuthi with Annie they met when they started doing the show. She's clear about that. It's not like they were friends before that. And she talks about she had a chat with Ula Chonco, and she's gonna come. And Annie is curious what is the thing that Ula Chonco is going to tell Sorry. She says, so mngani uzongitshela ngithi mase kutshele leyo nto, are you going to tell me ukuthi yini yona leyo? So they laugh about that. And then Annie does say she feels Ula Chonco, she's not who she pretends to be. Listen, I love Ula Chonco, but I do get what Ulokuzano Annie is saying. There's something, if you don't share the reality of what's going on in your life, then people don't really feel like they know who you are. And if you're hiding something, then it's almost like you pretend to be something that you're not, because there's something that is big that people feel you are hiding. So I feel like that's what Annie means. And then Annie, they were having cocktails, and then she orders the guy to bring her hubby. And Ulona Usorisha is such an she's like a grown-up woman, but she's like so innocent, because she's just she's like, wow, you know, cocktails now, hubby. But I like her, she's not judgmental to the other women when they do something different from her. But she sounds like that woman who doesn't do a lot of crazy stuff that other people do to have fun. And then again, Ulondi, we go to Londi, we are introduced to Londi Zulu, known as Londi London. Listen, guys, I don't know Ulondi London because me and then social media, yeah. So for me, each show is introducing Ulondi London to me for the first time. She's a musician and also an influencer, and she talks about how she started. Posting sexy images to get a following online, and then she started posting her music. It was the way to get the following. So sexy images was the way to get the following so that she would be able to introduce people to her music. Totally makes sense if there's a true reason why she did it. And then she says she's got businesses, real housewives, true real housewives, they always have a clothing line, sunglasses line. Those are the businesses of my housewives. And she lives a soft life, but she's clear about the fact that the life that she lives, it's largely provided for by her husband, and she's with her mother in her kitchen. It's a beautiful house. Like I said, guys, all of the houses are just beautiful. All of the houses are just beautiful. And she talks about how she likes soft life, she don't like fake people, and I'm like, yo, you are about to meet some fake people. Because the whole show can be about fakeness. But with her mom, they're talking about Omembe. So I'm wondering, where are they from, Olondi? Because it didn't sound like they know very much about what they were talking about. Because Umawake is like, hey, members, but it's not really members. So because kuzobe kumbesa umakoti. And then I thought, okay, should I go members umabo? And then, but she's like, but I list inikeza umkhuyana ngoba umkhuyana fanele athenge. And then I'm like, hi, should members, Now, but they sounded like they are confused as to what is going to be happening exactly. But Umawake really is talking about how she wants everything as far as umshado is concerned. She wants her to be wearing a ring. She wants ilokhuzana. She just wants ukuthi konke kwenziwe because ufile ngathi nje basebehleli ndawonye mhlawumbe umkhwenyana uzodonsa inyawanyana nalawo ma consents. But that's all that they talked about. There was her introduction ulokhuzana uLondo, and then there is uLachonco and uEni they met. Here's the thing. uLachonco was wearing the same dress that she was wearing when she was with the designer. And she was receiving a call from uEni, and Usorisha then went and met with uEni and talked about a conversation that she had with uLachonco, and uEni said was nami I called uLachonco. So I know for sure it wasn't the same day, but she was still wearing that dress. In fact, she was wearing exactly the way she was wearing when she was with the Lachonco. Housewives ayiphindi ingubo. I pinned outfits on camera. Housewives, you do not repeat an outfit. I wanted to knock at the TV and be like, yeah, you don't wear the dress twice on Housewives. But again, she was wearing the same dress. And so Lachonco is meeting with uEni. Let me just get this right. Oh, okay. Yes. So she's wearing that stem brown dress. It's a nice dress or something. I think when it comes to outfits, if it's the episode was indicating how is this season going to look, I think no, I need her to step up because last season she gave us style. I didn't know Eni is married to a Zulu man, so they're just talking about that. Uyambuza ukuthi useyile nemakhaya Eni. Eni is always shady, even when it's not necessary to be shady, but you always get that shade from Eni. Eni is like surprised because uLachonco was offering ukuthi usuyakwazi ukupheka umqombothi and all of that stuff nje senziwe emakhaya like duties zasemakhaya. And then Eni is like, hey, I'm surprised ukuthi ufuna ukungifundisa anything engeyena unkosikazi womuntu. I'm like, hey boy, it doesn't you don't need to be somebody's wife to know how to cook, to know how to make ilokhuzana utshwala bezulu, to know how to I think she was just offering being intombazane yomzulu ukuthi do you even know ukuthi izinto amaZulu azenza kanjani, but ke uEni being Eni had to be lokhuzana had to be shade. So Ulachongo was surprised because why does any need to meet with her? Because she says, Mina, I thought everything was fine. You are talking about us ironing out what happened in the first season, but I felt like we were fine. There was nothing to iron out. And Annie saying, no, not necessarily but I'm just like, we haven't spent time in a long time. I'm just wanting us to meet, feel each other out. Are we okay? Are we moving forward? Is there anything that needs to be resolved? But Zula Kong is like, I don't think there is anything. Then they talk about the new ladies, which they can't wait to meet the new ladies. And then they go to Nonku. Nonku is preparing for an event. She's stressed out, she's nervous, but she's trying to think positive about the event. She's got an event. Umuntu ozoorganize i-event for her, and she's worrying ukuthi gazebo is not big enough. That's what she said, but yeah, it looks like everything else is going fine. And just before ilokhuzana i-event, uLondi beno Annie, they meet. Apparently Londi and Annie have known each other for a while. Ulondi says ukuthi she met Annie at the club while she was dancing. She was obsessed with her body and not. The way they define their friendship is a little bit shady, because Ulondi is making sure to say that they are not besties, but they are friendly with each other. They hang. She said, no, we hang out with each other. Then they talk about Nonku's event and that it's a theme. She said, the spring has sprung. Ne? Did she say, yeah, the spring has sprung is the theme of the event. So they talk about the theme of Londi didn't know the is Ilokuzano event, and then Londi says, show me pictures of this girl that we're going to see. I do not believe that Ulondi has never seen Unonku. No. Because if you're going to be on the second season of the show, you are going to watch the first season. So I don't believe that Agamazu Nonku. But nonetheless, Enyam Kombisa on Instagram, she says, oh, she looks glamorous in any. And I didn't understand why Lond was interpreting Uspring as Gichima, because she says, I don't know whether it means Gusio Gichima or not, or she was just joking or really confused about the theme. And then we meet Jojo. Jojo is the tattooed the tattooed girl. We all meet no Sorisha. Now, but they're meeting just before the event. It looks like theme about it's holy, but they all looked beautiful. Oh, Lorna. Jojo no Sorisha. Sorisha says they met because they have the same doctor, and then they met. That's how they met. So I meet patients that my doctor says too. I guess rich people live another life. I don't know what the patients that my doctor sees, the other patients, but yeah, that's what they say. Jojo looks chilled. She looks humble. She says she's Mrs. Robinson. She's 30-something years old. She's not going to tell us how old she is because she doesn't understand that she is 30-something right now. She has a 5-year-old son and loves adventure. She looks like she loves adventure, but that could be a stereotype because I'm just seeing her tattoos. And she says she always says that she's an artist, but she's not. She's a stay-at-home mom. She says she's an artist because she doesn't want people to judge. I do understand that, honestly. That people judge you when you stay like husband. But if I could stay at home and eat my husband's money, like yeah, I would, and I would be proud to say, I don't work, I'm a stay-at-home mom. But yeah, that's what she said. So they're writing together. Sorisha, not Jojo. They're looking beautiful. To Eventika, Lokuzana, Nonku, and so bayafika guys. Like I said, because Nonku, she really tried her best in this event, but I don't think that she's good at hosting. So I think at some point maybe she will just have to accept that she's not good at hosting events, and it's okay. It's okay. She doesn't have to stress about it, And so she get the first to come in. It's like Chonkobe no any. They're greeting each other very prior to coming to the event. I really think it was wise of these women that had beef previously to meet prior to coming to the event, instead of just coming in. Be sure do we have an issue or not? Resolve this. Then by the time they go to the part, everyone is getting along. So, but when they get to the event, I think it's at Nonku's house. beautiful house too. And she had done something outside, like a setup, like a picnic. You know, when they do like a picnic, you sit on the pillows. She did that setup, but there was another area where they were sitting, it's like outside. You know, when they have outside like couch, like chairs, where they were sitting waiting. She didn't have anybody. Also, Mugela, ilokuzana ma guest akhe. You know, and she wasn't ready. She was still busy with her makeup. So they're sitting, they're coming in. Bayamugelana bona. There's no one to ask to like welcome them, and then about direct suspension. So they're sitting there, they get their drinks, but they don't know what to do. Finally, they decided, so, you know what, let's go and eat, whether the host is here or not. But and unonku's, I'm gonna need my producers a show, but because asixolele ngoma kaNonku, like, hey, no. Hi, this is not the real grandmas of Durban. This is not the real grandmothers of Durban, and I know that I just don't like her presence after the reunion. I really don't. But yeah, she's there dressed like it's a wedding. Listen, guys, I'm going to like Londie. I wrote down my comments because they were hilarious. Uyahlekisa Londie. Londie is it's very funny. Lo mama ubegqoke ngathi uya emshadweni mhlawumbe kushada unkosikazi kapresident, you know, the heads, the yabo le ngubo ingubo that I can never wear. I get her, you know, she looked like she looked in there. If you take outfits here, with the reunion, make it yellow and white, you know, that she looked. I'm a fili, you know. Londie was like, say, you know, mama, but I think at least she was there before Nonku comes, and then Nonku comes. Baby, welcome kahle bonke. It was all positive. Ulona uLachongo seemed overly friendly. Even Jojo was like, hey, Lona is like, this woman must be the best hugger in the whole world. Ngoba umhage wamuthi ngathiwa kwa mama uma wakhe. And but she was looking beautiful, Nonku, when she came in that pink dress. She was bemuhle. They go and they sit down. The women are a bit uncomfortable with the fact that they're sitting down because like I'm outfit tab, they're going to be sitting on the floor. So I'm outfit tab, Abanya had to take off the shoes, and they were not really happy about that. And you know, and is always gonna make sure you comment about the host. You know, if you're going to host people, at least have someone there to welcome the guest. And she was right; she should have had someone there to welcome the guest. And is like, nakho foot. Uberman is the same guy that did the other event. You remember the guy that just spoke all rubbish event ka Nonku. There was the guy. He got the same guy. She got the same guy to do the bar, and I was like, how does she do that? But the mother decides. Number one, I didn't understand why the mother was there, because it was just supposed to be the girls hanging out. Maybe Unonku, because she had a lot of backlash from what happened at the reunion. Maybe she felt the women were still going to be attacking her at her event. She wanted that backup, because I think that's the reason she even took her mom to the reunion, because she wanted backup. Maybe that's why. But lo mama futhi ubuka njengomama othanda ukubukwa, so she could have just come and say, you're shooting the show, uzoba ne event. Yeah, ngeza uyayithanda camera lo mama lo uyakuthanda ukubukwa. So she wanted to do a speech, which I don't understand why she's doing a speech not to Nonku, but eventing and what can we do? So she says, so my when she's trying to get the attention of the women, obviously they're talking, these are adults, they're just talking and among themselves. She's and then says, you can be beautiful, but you can't be as beautiful as me. Something like that. And everyone was like, and even Nonku was like, yeah, even though she didn't say. And Londie is like, mina ngikubona konke nje, mina ngisazibuza ukuthi lo mama lona yini le ayigqokile. She's like, ugqokeni lo mama lona, ngiyayibona le ukuthi asikho bahle, but le ugqokeni lo mama. Manje mina ngisa-understand noma umshado noma ini, you know, but she was making really funny comment. I think it's gonna be fun to listen to her interviews. Londie, her comments are quite funny. So she makes a speech to Mama about how she gave birth to Nonku. She was such a beautiful baby. I'm like, but let's picture some sun event. This was just girls get together. She made the long speech. George is like, hey, bakwethu mina bengizodla lana. Where is the food? Everyone is like, hayi bese becishe bazumeka. Okay, fine. Ke kuze kugcine ke iphelile speech. It was a long speech, unnecessarily long. Speech ke siphele, and then they start eating. Afterwards, I think they were just having drinks. Then Ulachongana made a comment. Is like, hey, says sash. Says sash. Plus, they were sitting in the sun. I think you born with some but they don't, you know. So ilanga malithi lizonishaya vele so bebeshisela bonke bebe, you know, I think she really didn't think of that. But other than her not welcoming the guest, I think it was a beautiful event. It was just the fact that she didn't welcome the guest and she was late, and also the fact that her mom made that long speech that was absolutely unnecessary. And then I don't know, it ended up being that abantu bese behlakazeka nje and Ulachonco is sitting with Umaka on her right, I think Umaka Nonku, and on the left is Unonku. So they ended up talking about the reunion. Respectfully, I like how Ulachonco can uyakwazi ukukhuluma ngokuhlonipha but akhuluma into yabo. Even if into is almost like a confrontation, but I couldn't ngokuhlonipha. She says ukuthi you know, kusana leyo tension yokuthi sanigcina at the reunion ngalento eyenzeka with Ayanda and her as a hate ngendlela abahate ngayo. And uma kaNonku feels ukuthi Ayanda she was just making up. I didn't understand what does she mean she was just making it up. Reaction ka Ayanda, it's almost like uthi yayi fake. I interpreted what she said. She didn't say fake. She did not say the word fake, but I interpreted what she said as in she's saying, because Ayanda cried a lot with reunion after the whole thing of them saying, and I felt like they're saying she wasn't genuine. Her reaction was not genuine. And Nonku started making a comment too. So you know what, Mina? I feel like the way that she reacted was beneath her. Ukhuluma ngo-Ayanda. And Ulachonco says, yo guys, I hope you remember, when I met these women, and I remember Ulachonco saying that, and they were trying to get along, Ayanda Benononku. She said, she feels like, kubona both khona ongekho genuine. And she says today we can see who is not genuine, and I think she means Unonku is not genuine, because Unonku last season all the out of her mouth she would say Ayanda, you know, Ayanda really surprised me, her reaction to me is really like sweet, she is so warm and whatever, and she said that until they change sebefika kwi reunion with her mom. Now Ayanda say umuntu omubi all of a sudden, and she says she was just trying to do what's right for Ilokuzana. I really think Unonku resents the fact that Usfiso Ncwane chose Ayanda when Usfiso Ncwane was around. And I think whatever anger and resentment she had towards Usfiso Ncwane, she directs it to Ayanda. I think for Ayanda's sake, because I think Ayanda really tried to handle that situation Nonku the best that she could. I do feel like it was a good decision for her to exit the show, because really I feel like this season she was gonna have to deal with the same thing with ingane futhi, and this mother nayo ungafuna ukuphuma kwishow yabantu abasho ngazi ukuthi ufunani umama lana. But yeah guys, that was the show, that was the episode today. It's like my video is gonna be long because the episode was really long. Guys, there's so much that we're going to get from Real Housewives. Like honestly, I think I was worried about the new women. By the way, we didn't see Umakumal. I didn't miss her. I did not miss Makumal. But I think Londie and they're such good addition to Ilokuzana, to this show. And yeah, but I hope that they're coming to bring as real stuff. Hayi bona ngikhohlwa iscene eyodwa. There was this scene afterwards. There is a scene between uLokhuzana, uSorisha noLachonco. How can I forget? Sengicishe close this episode. ULachonco did go ayobona uSorisha and she talks about her relationship. But uLachonco, when she talks about her relationship to the president, she talks in parables. You know, akasho the straight ukuthi ngathandana no president sahlukana kwaba njena. She's like, I was young and I was in love, and she talks about the abuse that she had to bear from. I don't know about how I love Ulaconco, but I don't know how genuine it is. She was crying, talking about how hurt she was when the relationship didn't work out, and how hurt she was when Ilokhuzana, when she was being abused by the media and all of that. But it just didn't seem genuine. It didn't, for me, it wasn't believable at all. But someone else might look at that and think something different. Even when in the interview, because she was trying to get emotional, but I think the producers must have said to her, listen, the reason you are on the show is because a lot of people are interested in your relationship with the president. This season, last season, you got away with not telling us anything, but you can't get away again this season. You're going to have to give us something. And she decided that she's just going to give us this emotional story that doesn't really feel, the emotions don't feel really genuine. But Sorisha knows how to support Banda. She was all like, she appreciated the fact that Ulaconco is sharing with her, and she was there, she was comforting. She's not judgmental, Sorisha, so she's not going to be judgmental with Ulaconco. So she appreciated that. But anyway, I made notes here. She doesn't look as good. I don't like these dresses. And she's I don't know, like last season she was different, but you know, I don't know. Style. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Guys, below, please tell me what you think of this episode, so that if you like it, then I can do the next one. Thank you so much. Ginithanda kakulu.